What is going on, everybody, and welcome on in to episode 308 of the Garage Beers podcast, brought to you proudly here on the OBR streaming network. Click on the QR code. Don't click on the QR code. That ain't going to do squat for you, but go ahead. Take your phone out. Chat. You can mute. There we go. You can scan the QR. I don't know. You're banging something over there. We're trying to talk. You could scan well, now I'm not listening to you. Now you're muted. You could scan the QR code, like I've been trying to say, to get over to the OBR.com to subscribe and make sure you are part of Cleveland's oldest, largest independent Browns coverage site in all of Cleveland. So make sure you are subscribed over there. Chad, I muted you here. Now I will unmute you, because it appears like you are in the building. What the hell are you doing over there to start?
Yeah, cutting out my pizza for dinner. Look at that. It's a beautiful margarita pizza.
What were you banging?
I was cutting. I brought the cutting board down to cut my pizza.
Why do you not eat dinner at like 8?
Well, because we are into way too many things, and my kids are into too many sports. And I basically come home from work and head to practice and come right the fuck here.
Why? That we're gonna rename the show. We're not Garage Beers anymore. We're just Dinners with Chad.
Dinners with Chad. That's it. Meals. Hey, quick.
Corey Fuller.
Quick. Ready? Here we go. Quick draft. 3 foods that taste better than they look.
Damn.
Yeah, I'll start. Refried beans look like cat vomit, but delicious. But delicious.
That's a good one. Such a good one.
Right?
Oh, that sucks, because now you've been thinking about this, and I have not.
No, I actually kind of thought about it as I was walking downstairs.
Foods that taste better than they look.
Yeah. Indian food. A lot of it looks like diarrhea.
Oh,
Delicious.
I disagree.
Delicious.
Indian food looks great.
Well, I mean, when you go by Amba, yeah, obviously that's high class shit. You go to like the mom and pop, like Indian shops. Come on.
Yeah, it's great. Man, I don't know. Nothing's jumping right off at me, and I know I've got things. I got to start. I think I'm trying to think of too many like kind of obscure things when I need to be thinking of basic things that are.
Ooh, egg foo young. Looks like it should come out of a gas station.
like pudding or like hummus. Stuff looks gross.
Yeah.
And it's delicious.
Yogurt. Anything very... never mind.
Take it easy there, pal.
Never mind.
Take it easy there, buddy. I don't know. I need some people to jump into the comments and like talk to me about things that look gross but taste great.
Yeah.
I mean, refried beans, I think, has to be like the king of the hill on this
right
one.
There. Yeah. Every time I look at my cat's vomit, I'm like, did she have refried beans? No, she just vomited.
Should I eat it?
Yeah, right. It's probably tasty.
No, it's not. I promise you.
Yeah.
No. Hey, listen, we got a great show. It's gotten off to a weird start because Chad was banging his pizza.
It's all right. Whoa, easy.
Hey, listen, it's what you were doing.
Easy.
But we do have a very fun show, and it's kind of going to be a show of surprises. As we've got a lot to get to. We're going to talk about the start of the season for the Cleveland Guardians. We're going to talk about the ending of the season for both the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Cleveland Cavaliers. We don't know at this point what we've got officially, but we may have a guest to talk about how the Blue Jackets are trying to backslide their way into the playoffs. So we'll see probably around the 9:30 time frame if we are going to have a special guest join us for that. If we do, it's going to be awesome. Plus, we got the Final Four coming up. Like, there's just stuff going on. There's stuff going on. There's stuff to talk about. So we are glad you're here. Let's officially do the intros. I'm your host, Michael Keefe. Follow me online at Garage Beers. Mike, joined over on the east side of Cleveland, Chad Meyer at Garage Beers. Chad, what else is going on over there? You're just thinking about things that look gross but taste good?
No,
What things look great but taste terrible?
Things look great but taste terrible. Man, I don't know. Like a well done steak. Like some of it can look good. Like it can look good, but you've got to be. You have a special place in hell if you want. Just like you might as well just eat a cardboard box.
Just
if you like.
Straight sociopath behavior.
Yeah, something's wrong with you. You're probably a serial killer or a puppy puncher. If you like a well done steak. Yeah. I got a problem with you, and you're all going to hear about it.
Yeah, you can't do well done steaks.
Yeah,
that's a good one. What else? What else is going on?
Nothing, man. Nothing. I'm just in the boiler room because the porch tonight. I would have been out on the porch, but the porch tonight is just absolutely soaked on account of all of the rain. We the entire northern part of the state got all of the rain yesterday.
Every bit of rain.
Every bit of rain.
And today it rained all day today.
Yeah, but at least there was no tornadoes.
Tornadoes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah. Same thing. I left work yesterday about 3:00 and I went to meet with like one of our partners. And we were down at Medina Brewing Company. But we're in like the basement of Medina Brewing Company. So there's no windows or anything. And actually the pub in Medina Brewing Company is like in the middle of the building. So like there could be a whole situation going on outside. You'll have no idea that it's happening. And I'm kind of getting ready to like wrap this up, get ready to come back up, come home. And all of a sudden my wife texts me, all capital letters, "If you're still at the brewery, stay there. Do not drive home." I was like, well, first of all, okay.
Fine.
I'll have another. But I was like, I wonder what's going on. And then all of a sudden, like 3 people texted. They were like, "Oh my God, you're not out in this, are you?" And I'm like, what is it? I looked at the radar. I was like, holy shit. It was crazy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I was actually on the highway when my phone went off, like, brr, 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 like tornado warning. Oh, yeah, God. Like, and I was already on my way to soccer practice with the little lady. And it was there was no turning back. We were just hanging out at the field for a little bit.
Do not like.
No.
Yeah, it's been crazy. But like I said, we got a great show. Let's kick it off though, Chad. Let's kick it off with our garage beers of the week. I'll let you continue finishing that bite of pizza, and I will start us off. And I've got just a good kind of classic local beer here, local brewery. But it is one of their top brews, and I've got Fatheads, and I've got their Headhunter, just their Headhunter IPA, classic Fatheads, classic spot here. Got it in the garage beers glass, and it always hits the spot. There's some of these IPAs, I like to go for like the big ass 9-10% IPAs, the big like double, triple IPAs from these great breweries that make amazing beers. But there's also something to be said. Now, I know today's not the day for it because it was like 38 degrees, but there's something to be said. And I know you've come around a bit on IPAs. There's something to be said for like the 5-6% summer drinking IPA. The weather gets a little nicer outside. You can stand outside, just enjoy it. It's not super heavy, not super rich. And that's kind of what Headhunter is. It is just a delicious classic IPA, and that's what I got tonight. So that's my garage beer of the week. Chad, what are you drinking?
Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm such a huge seasonal guy, because like a stout just goes down real nice in the wintertime. Right? Like, and that easy drinking IPA, right? Just something you can crush. Like if you're on a boat or at the beach all day, that's something you can crush, right? You don't want a stout or a porter just sitting there in your stomach when it's 85 and humid out.
No, but it has a place. Like a stout is always, regardless of the weather, a good fire pit beer.
Sure.
Stout is a good nighttime fire pit beer. I do not want a stout on a boat, like you said. Like, hey, we're going to the beach. Pack my stouts.
No. People look at you like you're weird. Yeah,
I already get enough of that.
Yeah. Well, me here, Mike. Remember, I just told you I was getting bored with beer last week, and so I decided to give myself a little mixed 6-pack at the grocery store.
Yes,
and I did get one IPA, and I'm going to drink it tonight. And I figured, since I experimented in college a little, I'm getting an experimental IPA. An experimental IPA from Columbus Brewing Company. It's called the Nug Wizard.
It's delicious.
Yeah. So, I figured. It says Nug Wizard is a magical brew featuring a 5-hop alchemy of experimental varieties that rain down notes of citrus and stone fruit. Is that good enough?
Well, I'm excited for this try. I'm excited for this taste. It's a good beer.
Oh my God. I just bought a Subaru with this drink. Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's not. I mean, it doesn't have that. It's not super hoppy, which I like. It's a nice little smooth. It's a very tolerable hoppy IPA. So I'm good with that. I'll experiment. I'll experiment all over the place.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah.
I'm glad I went with Fatheads. I had a choice. I had 2 6-packs in the fridge. I could either go with Fatheads Headhunter or my other one was another classic from the brewery, but it was also Columbus Brewing. It was their Bodie. So I'm glad I went with Fatheads so you could do Columbus. That's a good beer, though. Those are our garage beers of the week. You guys let us know what you're drinking. I don't even know what this comment means. I don't know if Chef Brian K., who is a loyal hanger-outer with us, you're not even competing for the most insane program on at 9 o'clock. You're not even close, LOL. What's the most insane program on at 9 o'clock? I want to know. This is our time slot. God damn it.
Yeah.
Who's more insane than us? No.
We're crazy.
Let us know what you're drinking. Put it in the comments. Give a little cheers out. Again, our third guy, Joey, he's here like 70% of the time. He's actually here. They went out for margaritas tonight, and I can't blame him for not coming on with us. But he's here in Cleveland, so he's not home. We're getting ready to go to opening day on Friday. I cannot wait for that. But again, he doesn't have his stuff. He doesn't have his gear with him to do it. He could have come over here and we could have kind of awkwardly squeezed in, but it's fine. We're just doing it without him one more week. He'll be back next week. All right. So Chad, I do want to leave the Blue Jackets window, the Blue Jackets conversation open a little bit in case we get our special guest. So we're gonna know that in the next 15 minutes or so. So why don't we start, Chad, by talking about the Cleveland Guardians? And we are basically a week into the season. And I got to tell you, man, it's been a fun start for the Guards.
Yeah.
There's certainly been some of the things that give you trepidation with the Guards.
Sure.
But if you would have told me, and I know this might even sound kind of lame, but if you would have told me a 7-game stretch where you go to Seattle and LA, two teams that probably are the coming into the year, at least. I know some teams have started on fire. The Yankees look unbeatable right now.
Except for Aaron Judge.
Yeah, right. Two teams, I think the Mariners and the Dodgers are probably like the odds-on World Series favorites from each league. And that's who the Guardians are open with. If you would have told me going into the year, you're going to start on the road at Seattle and then go down to LA, no breaks, by the way, no days off. You're going straight Thursday and you're playing 7 straight games against those two teams. And if you would have told me worst case scenario, you're coming home 3-4, sweet. Like, again, I want to remind people, and we will remember this very fondly on this show, Chad, what happened to the Cleveland Guardians when they traveled out to Seattle last year? Because Joe went to all those games.
Yeah.
And they lost all 3, and they got outscored by like 10 runs a game.
Yeah, they got their dicks kicked in. Yeah,
and yeah. I mean, this is a good start.
Yeah. I 3. It's funny because 3-4 was the exact record I had in my mind, right? Because you're looking at it at just supremely talented teams in the Mariners, and at least on paper, supremely superior teams in the Mariners and Dodgers, and here we are. Here they sit. What are they? 3-3 now? 3-2?
Yeah.
Right now, many games.
So here's where we're at. Right, just super snapshot of where we're at exactly at this moment, Chad. Top of the 5th inning of the rubber match against the Dodgers. Guardians are up 2-0. Gavin Williams has looked unhittable in this game, and if they can keep this up and get this win, they come home 4-3. I mean, that would be unbelievable.
Yeah, and the most unlikely of hitters, Arias tags Yamamoto for a 2-run shot to deep center.
Well, he just swung at a ball. I got it on right in front of me. He just swung at a ball that I think his bat was 72 feet away from.
Probably. I don't know. It's just this same scrappy team that we're used to, right? Use some timely hitting, right? Even the offense was able to bail out. Joey Cantillo threw like 12,000 pitches through 4 innings on his start, and the Guardians' offense was able to pick him up. So, timely hitting and pretty good pitching to open up the year. Yeah, it's a nice start, man.
Yeah, it's been a good start, and it's you have to talk about the kid that made himself probably the biggest storyline in all of baseball, to be honest, to start the year, and that is Chase DeLauter, man. And 4 home runs through his first 3 games, 2 home runs on opening day. He homered in the first 3 games of that Mariners series, including that bomb to left field. I know it just barely cleared the fence, but when you go opposite field in Seattle as a lefty, it's a bomb that you have to hit out there in extras. The Guardians had scored 1 run. He put them up 3. They needed those 2 runs. because they wound up winning by 1. But like the kid stepped in, and again, his only major league experience had been in elimination games in the playoffs last year. So it's very limited. He stepped in and looked so comfortable. And listen, it seems like we got good news in the game yesterday against Shohei Ohtani. I was watching it because I keep staying up for this. I'm so damn tired. But against Ohtani in the very first at bat of that game, he fouled one off and it smashed into his back leg and it looked like it hurt. We did get word that it's a contusion. They sat him for tonight, but they did say if they needed a pinch hitter for a spot, he would be available. But it looks like good news for fans like me and Joey and anybody else that's going to be down at Progressive Field on opening night. It looks like Chase DeLauder is going to be in the lineup for that. But Chad, I mean, if we're gonna realistically call this the start of this kid's career, it's storybook stuff outside of fouling a ball off his leg. Like unbelievable.
Yeah, for sure. I love his swing, his little short, compact, powerful swing. I mean, he can if he comes up tonight, he can get some real Kirk Gibson type situations. But yeah, it just, and even in the spots when in that Mariners series when the offense wasn't looking great, right? He would come up and he felt like the only reliable hitter in that at times in that Mariners series. And when he hits the ball, he hits it hard. Like there's no dribbling. Like there's no like. The only difference between him and Nolan Jones is that he produces. Chase DeLauder produces. Remember Nolan Jones just hits the ball so hard.
But Chase DeLauder rarely hits it.
And to put a baseball cliche on it, Chase hits it where they ain't.
So yeah, over the fence.
Exactly. But yeah, I don't know. You couldn't ask for a better time. I mean, if we heard from Zach Meisel that the kid just rakes, and I mean, you saw him plenty in Lake County. He raked in. He's raked at every level that he's been at. Right. It's not one of these guys that was batting like 240, 230. That it's like, okay, it's time to move him up. No, right. This kid raked at every level that he's been at in this organization. And if like you said, if this is any indication of the start of his major league career, we finally developed a power hitting outfielder.
Oh my gosh!
So like it feels like it's about time.
They should just teach his swing. There's two things that stand out to me as Stephen Kwan with yet another lazy fly ball. He is killing me. A couple things that stand out to me. That swing should be taught to every kid that plays baseball of all time. Like you said, it's short, it's compact, it's not big, it's not trying to do too much. It is literally just get the bat to the ball as fast as possible and create as much torque as possible with your body to just create about this much power. Just from here to here, just boom, power. And it is awesome to watch because it doesn't matter what direction he hits it. It's going and it's going hard. It also makes me think, though, I understand why he gets hurt. Because the amount of torque he creates with his body on that swing. I mean, all I care about is that the Guardians, like training staff and like the guys that are responsible for helping these guys keep their bodies in shape are just, it's nonstop like legs and core with Chase DeLauder. Like nothing else needs to get worked on. Just legs and core with that dude, because I can see why the injuries can pile up for him, because any minor discomfort there, the way he swings, is going to be tough.
Yeah, going to be real tough. Yeah, and stop fouling balls off your foot. That'd be helpful too. Like I told you, every play that he makes, every swing that he makes is just I'm gonna worry all season, because it feels like the slightest thing is going to take him out for 6 to 8 weeks. Luckily, like you say, it's a contusion. He's going to be available on opening day. But yeah, I mean, if they can keep him healthy, I'm so excited for this offense if they're able to keep him healthy with the way he's raking.
Well, there's just a couple of guys that they need. You got to find a way to get Stephen Kwan going. He is back into last year. He's bailing. He's stepping out of the box when he swings. and he's hitting the ball the opposite. So he's stepping towards right field and then just lazily popping it into left field. He just did it just now. Yeah. You have to get him going.
He's trying to slap
if you can get him
right
going
now.
Just swing, dude. Just swing.
Yeah.
But if you can get him going, if you can get DeLauder healthy and in that 2-hole, you're protecting DeLauder with Jose. Manzardo will come around. Manzardo, again, I don't have any hopes Manzardo's ever going to hit more than like 230, 240. But I think he's a 30 home run guy every year. Like, he's got that kind of power. Great. I immediately like the addition of Rhys Hoskins. I like him at first base, and he hits the ball hard. He's not going to hit for some kind of big average, but I don't see any reason Rhys Hoskins isn't a 20 to 25 home run guy once the season gets going, once the ball starts carrying. I mean, Rhys Hoskins is smashing the ball. You talked about it coming off hard. Like, I think he's got the hardest hit ball of the year for the Guardians so far. I think he hit one like 114 off the bat. It was unbelievable. And then you're getting, you're getting decent Rocchio to start. And I will take that all day long.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm totally cool with Angel Martinez just being in the lineup.
Right.
And Bo looks okay. It literally is just like when Kefis plays, he looks lost. When Arias is up to bat, he looks lost. Otherwise, though, like kind of everybody else is giving me like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
These guys can produce and they can all put it together. It isn't like it was last year. And mind you, they're doing this against two of the best starting pitching staffs in baseball, maybe the two best starting pitching staffs in baseball.
Yeah. Oh, Max Muncy just put the Dodgers on the board.
Wait, no,
was that foul? No, that was foul. Wow, I thought that wrapped around the pole. But yeah, right. I mean, if Rhys Hoskins and Manzardo, that's fine. If you give me 230, 240, and 20 to 30 bombs, because I mean, the days of power hitters like hitting for average and hitting for those bombs are over. Like that's like 230, 240, 20 to 30 bombs is considered a quality power hitting baseball player in today's MLB. And yeah, who wouldn't take that? Who wouldn't take that every time, right? And it's so early, but I mean, I hope and pray that this is the trajectory that they're going, because if this Guardians team can have some pop in this lineup, can, collectively hit, I don't know, 20, 40, 60, 80, like 120, 140 home runs this year, along with this pitching staff, this could be a very exciting season for everybody, because home runs and pitching are what win in the playoffs. It's so early, but if this is the trend that we're going towards, I'm excited to watch the rest of the season.
Well, I made a video on this, but like the DeLauder thing is important for so many reasons, but not the least of which is just to get good crowds going down there at Progressive Field, right? We know it's going to be sold out on opening day. We know the rest of the opening weekend crowds are usually kind of shitty, as well as just the rest of April crowds, because watching baseball at Progressive Field is fun. I like Progressive Field. It's not a knock on there, but watching baseball in Cleveland in April sucks a butt because the game, it's too early and it's cold as hell. Now, granted, opening day is supposed to be like 76 degrees. Well, and hopefully the thunderstorms stay away, but oh man, Gavin Williams is dealing. So he struck out Max Muncy, and then he just struck out the next player on 3 pitch. I think he just struck out the side, actually. 3 strikeouts for Gavin Williams as we go to the 6th inning. But I think like the excitement that DeLauder generates, and knowing that like Jose will come around and some of these other guys will come around, this is going to be good for the atmosphere of Progressive Field. Like, I feel like if they could play like this, we're going to kind of feel like, because I don't think they're going to run away from anybody. I still don't think they're good enough to do that.
No.
So I think they're going to be in a dogfight in the division. I think Detroit's going to be really good. And it may be not even in the division. Maybe Detroit runs away with it, but you're going to be in the dogfight for the playoffs. I think you could have just like that atmosphere at Progressive Field all summer long, where you're looking at crowds of 25,000 on like every night. People are excited. They want to go see Chase DeLauder. They want to go see Gavin Williams if he's doing this. Tanner Bybee yesterday was great.
Yeah.
Who else pitched great? Oh my God, Parker Messick. Are you freaking
Come
kidding
on,
me? Like, again, I know we're skipping over to pitching, but like I love the way Bybee's looked so far. Gavin Williams, this is ace level stuff out of Gavin Williams. I even like Slade Sconey got beat up the other night, but he got beat up after the worst error I've ever seen because CJ Kafis decided to fall on his face instead of catch a ball. And it like sprung open a whole inning. But I thought he looked okay until then. Like the pitching staff looks good. The bullpen's been pretty good to go. Like I'm ready for Guardians, man. I think the optimism that we were feeling about the Guardians, we were doing like our Guardian season preview episode, whatever, is justified in the way they're playing against two of the best teams in baseball.
Yeah. So far, so good, man. I mean, I try, like I said in shows past, like I try to stay even keeled, but what a hell of a start for this team, dude. I mean, it's going to be a must-watch baseball if they're playing like this every night.
Well, God, and then eventually we're going to get to like, the Cubs are kind of a rebuilt team with Bregman, and even though their pitching staff I don't think is great, but you got to have the Cubs. I mean, it is a gauntlet to start the year. Eventually, you're going to get into a situation where it's like, all right,
Twins, White Sox.
We got the Twins, we got the Twins, and we got the Rockies coming in, and like it's going to just feel like heaven. They'll probably get swept in one of those series. But Chad, my only other question on baseball. Now the ABS system in play.
Yeah.
Early returns, early thoughts.
I like it and I don't like it. Right. I mean, I like it because obviously I want the correct calls to be made. Right. Obviously it sucks when it goes against your team no, on hell. Come on.
Is that the second night in a row he's taken one off the knee?
I think so.
Yeah. Ohtani got him on the knee last night.
Jesus.
Same place. Oh yeah. He's hurt. Shit.
Looks like we're going to
Jose, if you're watching the Guardians game, Jose just standing over. Angel Martinez just took a ball again. Second night in a row, he took a ball off the back knee, and it's a direct hit to the exact same spot he got hit last night. Yeah. So this hurts.
Looks like we're going to
Jose Ramirez. Jose Ramirez is just standing over him like, son of a bitch.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and throw it Shohei next inning.
Anyway, back to ABS.
I like it, I like it, and I don't like it. Correct calls. It sucks if it goes against your team, but it's great if it's for your team. I mean, in a sense, I also feel bad for the pitchers and the umpires, right? Because if that ABS system comes back like, oh, it's a ball by a tenth of an inch, right? It's like that's close enough, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like you can't blame an umpire for that. You can't dog an umpire for it being close, right?
No, I haven't seen a lot of that. I've seen it on a couple where the ball's been like right down the middle of the plate and they call it a ball and you're like, what? But for the most part, the ones that are kind of on the black, I haven't seen people be like, oh, I can't believe the umpire missed that. Like,
yeah. So I don't know. So, and I feel bad for the pitchers too, who make a good pitch, the deception and so I guess I'm still working through my feelings on it, right? Because it's a 2-dimensional box, but the baseball doesn't travel on a 2-dimensional plane, right? And just because it crosses, the ball is in that box in the strike zone doesn't mean that's where it crossed over the plate.
Well, I do think they have that worked out. I think it's exactly where it crossed.
I don't know. But that's what I think. That's what I think about it.
And I think there's been some moments. Oh, thank God, on Hellstein. They showed a picture of Kafis getting ready, and I was like, no. I think I love it. I think it keeps the fans more engaged in the game. Like the reaction to the fans in the stadium has been great. Like it pops when a call goes a certain way. And then I think I've seen enough times already. We're a week into the season. And I've seen a couple instances of game-altering calls getting corrected. I think it was a Reds game against the Red Sox where it was I want to say Reds had bases loaded. They were losing. It was late in the game, something like that. And the umpire calls a strike 3 on a ball that was clearly out of the zone. ABS corrects it. Batter gets another shot. Very next pitch, a ball out of the zone again. ABS corrects it because the umpire calls him out on strikes again. ABS corrects it. And then the dude winds up getting a big hit for the Reds, like we would have been deprived of that in the past. He would have just had to walk back to the dugout. So, like, I'm all in for the big moments. And the only other thing that I will say about it is I'm down with a review system like ABS, like they do in tennis, where it's not a process. It's, hey, we're going to review it and it's going up on the screen and it is what it is. We don't have to take 10 minutes out of the game. We don't have to go talk to anybody in some office. It's just boom, it's on the screen. That's what the call is. You can't argue it. It's just done.
One thing I am really impressed about with this is like you got to be impressed with about the eyes of these hitters. Like these guys know, like, no, that's off. Like that's a ball, that's off. It's not right. I'm very impressed with that.
Ooh, Jared in the comments. I like this comment. Likes ABS, but can we then get rid of the square strike zone graphic on the broadcast, please? He thinks it's distracting. I could see that. I don't mind it because I'm so used. Oh, did Jose? Oh, Jose just pulled one foul. I thought he launched one. It's so distracting. I don't mind it just because it's been there for so long. But if they get rid of it, then ABS will be even more dramatic. I do love that idea. Like you see that graphic on the screen and then ABS, and they may not line up. But if you take the graphic away and you're just using your eyes, I do like the drama of that. I like the drama. I like the drama. That's like, I like that idea by Jared because then it gives us at home maybe more of an idea of what the fans are feeling like. We don't know 100%. So take that graphic away. ABS will be more fun. I like that.
Yeah. I've got another baseball question for you.
Go ahead.
So, and this is based off of all these teams signing their younger guys to a lot of extensions. Like the Mariners just did Cooper something. I can't remember his last name. Signing a lot of their prospects right to these long-term lucrative deals now. I mean, do we think about that with Chase now? Like, where are we at? Like, where are we at with this? Like, I mean, who else are we talking about? I mean, not Kafus, obviously not Kafus, but like Bazana.
You know what? I don't like it.
Okay.
Here's why. We have precedents to roll with on this. The Chicago White Sox did it, and it destroyed their franchise.
Yeah.
And they're just now. I think the White Sox will be okay by the time this year's said and done. But they're just now trying to claw their way back out of it. Remember, they were like the originals. They were when it was like Eloy Jimenez and oh God, who were all the guys they signed? But they signed them like before they even came up.
Yeah.
And they were just supposed to be, I think Luis Robert was one of them.
Right.
They were supposed to be like loaded with these guys. And it backfired. And these guys didn't work out. And they loaded up these contracts and it like ate up their entire system. And so I don't know. I know where the Guardians sit. And until a salary cap comes into play, which hopefully is next year, I understand you're going to lose players, but I still would rather, think of the players that have come up. Let's just take like Matt Laporta. Dude was can't miss. He was a can't miss prospect. Andy Marte was a can't miss prospect. Andy Marte was supposed to be like generational. And then he got up here and it looked like he was swinging a telephone pole instead of a bat. And I just think to start handing out these contracts as if these guys have done anything in the major leagues, I think you got to prove it. And I think you have to prove it for more than 1 year in the majors to get that kind of contract. Because I think if you don't do that, then you're going to wind up paying a bunch of guys that aren't really as good as you think they're going to be. And you're going to hamper your team for years.
Andy Marte, it's funny you said that. Remember how excited everybody would get about him because he would come up, he would stink, then he would go down and he would mash at AAA, absolutely mash in AAA. And everybody would be, oh yeah, bring Marte back up, he's going to be great. He would suck. Then he would go back down, mash some more at AAA.
Just think about even more recently, think about John Kenzie. After a quick amount of time, how many people would have been down for giving John Kenzie
for sure
contract?
For sure. He ripped a grand slam for I don't know who he got traded to the other night, but he ripped a grand slam for them the other night.
Yeah,
it's going to be the only one of the year probably. His only hit for the next 50 at bats, But hey, he ripped a grand slam. I got nothing but love for Big Christmas, though. I will.
I love him too, but
still one of my favorite home runs, Guardians home runs ever to be hit. He will forever live in Guardians lore with me. But it was time for him to go.
It was time. But yeah, I just, ever since the White Sox kind of got hosed by doing that, it's not my thing. It's not my favorite thing to just start handing out contracts to guys that really haven't done it in professional baseball.
Yeah.
Or Major League Baseball, I guess I should say.
Right.
Okay, so Chad, we did get confirmation. So the TV broadcast voice, play-by-play voice of the Columbus Blue Jackets, Steve Mears, is going to join us here in about 20 minutes. At 10 o'clock, he's going to join us to talk about the Blue Jackets. Not many games left.
Nope.
And a little bit of a backslide going on with the Jackets right now, but they're still in position to be in the playoffs. So we'll talk to Mearsy about it here in about 20 minutes. In the meantime, let's talk about somebody that's in not a similar position, but a team that is trying to find it as we get to the playoffs. 75 games in to the NBA season, the Cleveland Cavaliers are currently the 4 seed in the Eastern Conference. I think it would take a good collapse for them to not be the 4 seed.
Yeah.
I think they almost will luck out if they're the 4 seed because that will put them on the Detroit Pistons side of things, and the Pistons are the 1 seed, but they also have lost Cade Cunningham for the year. So,
right.
That makes Detroit much less daunting. But man, I don't understand how a team with as much talent as the Cavs have can put forth stinkers the way they do. I stayed up last night. If you saw my Cavs recap yesterday,
you look so tired.
I was pissed. I was legit mad.
Yeah.
Not that they lose a game. Like, games are won and lost. It is what it is. But like, I stay up until 10:30, and the Guardians are out there in LA. I stay up till 10:30 because I'm like, well, I want to watch the Cavs. I make these videos. I want to watch the games I'm talking about. And it's halftime, and I'm like, they got 3 minutes of the third quarter to decide whether they're going to show up and play in this game or not. And they showed up at the beginning of that third quarter and decided not. And I just went out to my garage, made the video, and went to bed. Like, I was like, I can't do this. I don't care about Luka Doncic hitting turnaround fadeaway jumpers because you can't defend that anyways. Like, that's fine.
Right.
What I do care about is like just letting them, like, the Lakers are running up and down the court like it's like Showtime Lakers. They are getting fast break after fast break, wide open dunk after wide open dunk, wide open shot after wide open shot, and the Cavs just offer zero resistance. And then offensively, the Cavs just go into like iso ball mode. And the lineups they put out there were terrible. The Cavaliers have 7 games left of this regular season. But Chad, we are at a point. You've made the move with Darius Garland. You've brought in James Harden. We are at a point where, in my opinion, Chad, assuming Donovan Mitchell's healthy and Evan Mobley's healthy and Jared Allen's healthy and relatively healthy.
I was going to say, did you see the comments that Jared Allen made to Chris Fedor today?
I did.
Oh, that's concerning, dude.
But like, these guys are relatively healthy. If they don't make the Eastern Conference Finals, it's not good. It's not good.
I mean, is it though? I mean,
no.
Can you honestly say that though, with how inconsistent they've been over the last 3 weeks? What, 2-3 weeks?
No, but that's what I'm saying. It all plays into it. But if they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals and they got matched up with the Celtics or something like that, and the Celtics took them out in the Eastern Conference Finals, it's like, okay, you took another step this year.
Sure,
you took a step, and I don't care. Again, we've seen it over and over again. We've seen teams win 50 games, 52 games, 54 games, and then go on a great run in the playoffs. You don't need to be a 65-win team in the regular season to win an NBA championship.
Sure.
So if they make the Eastern Conference Finals and they get bounced in a competitive series, I don't care that they were inconsistent throughout the course of the regular season. But if they get bounced, you go up against like Atlanta round one and you get bounced. You go up against Detroit listen, Detroit's had a great year, but you go up against Detroit without Cade Cunningham in round 2 and you get bounced out of the playoffs in a 7-game series.
Yeah.
It's a failure. It's a miserable failure.
Sure.
You have to get to a certain point this year, especially after you make the move. The trade with Mears, Mears. I was thinking about sending the email to Mears. I already did that. The trade with sending out Garland, you've got to get farther than what you've got in the last couple of years. You have to.
Okay. This is going to be such negative Nancy talk, but like I can't help but think this way. Even if you make it to the Eastern Conference Finals and you face the Celtics, right? Is it because you took a step, or is it because, and this is based on, this is me basing this on solely the way that they played all year and the way they possibly might look in the playoffs. Did you take another step this year, or did you luck out in the bracket?
I don't care about that per se.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, it's true. I mean, I don't care how you get there. It is true that I don't care how you get there, but
listen, if you can knock out 2 NBA teams, 2 playoff level teams in a 7-game series, I don't really care how you did it.
Sure.
And I don't care who you did it against.
Okay.
And yes, I know that people will come back to that and say, yeah, but you just said no Cade Cunningham with Detroit, so doesn't that diminish that? No.
Okay, but where's your confidence level at if they keep playing like this over the last 7 games of the season going into the playoffs?
Dude, if they play like they played last night, they may lose in the first round.
Yeah. Okay. I was to say that's the thing is you just, I don't know. I don't know how to feel, right? Obviously they're talented and good enough to beat an Atlanta in the first round. Obviously they should beat a Cade Cunningham-less Detroit Pistons team, but it feels like right now they're so Jekyll and Hyde. You just don't know what Cavs team's going to show up.
Yeah, and listen, I think defensively, well, I think it's time. I have not liked the way Kenny Atkinson has set his rotations and has handled lineups. I know they're without Sam Merrill right now. I know they've been without Dean Wade for a little bit. I do think Dean Wade's very important for what they want to do. But I do think 7 games left. Let's go ahead and start like getting this rotation down to what you're going to want in the playoffs, because Naquan Tomlin's not doing it for me.
Yeah.
Some of the guys that are getting good minutes for the Cavs right now need to have some of these minutes taken away. And we need to really narrow this thing down to I like Craig Porter. I just don't see where he fits. Like, they had a lineup out there last night. It was like Craig Porter, Dennis Schroeder, Naquan Tomlin, Mobley, and Harden or something like that. And I was like, what are you going to do with this lineup? What are you going to do with this?
Ew, gross.
And I like Naquan. Like, Naquan I'm not a big fan of. I like Craig Porter, but like
only in a certain role.
He's a point guard.
Yeah.
And you already have Dennis Schroeder out there. Why do I have Dennis Schroeder and Craig Porter out there? So I do think Kenny's been slow working Max Strus in. Again, Max Strus he's played less than 10 games on the year.
Right.
And so he's slow. He wants him to get back in. Max Strus, I think, is very important to this team. But like, I think it's time to start winding it down and getting ready for the playoffs, because I think Kenny is saying the right things in his press conferences, but like, it's time to get your boys ready for this. By the way, shout out to the Guardians. First 2 Dodgers reach base in the bottom of the inning here, and Shohei Ohtani comes up with no outs and runners on first and second, bottom of the 6th, and Gavin Williams gets him to ground into a double play, and then he gets Tucker to pop out to right field, and they get out of that inning. And
let's go.
What an inning! I don't know. Chad,
yeah?
I honestly can tell you about the Cavs, to kind of just like put a bow on the Cavs talk.
Mm-hmm.
That I think they can win the NBA Finals.
Sure.
And I think they could get bounced in the first round. and I do not have a clue what's going to happen with them.
Yeah.
And that goes back to Phil's comment that I flashed up here on the screen before, which is it's frustrating. You want them to be like, you want them to have that momentum and identity and ready to go into the playoffs. Let's go. Let's start knocking heads. And it just isn't there.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, it's I don't know. They have to start playing better for me to have any sort of excitement and confidence in this team going into the playoffs. I just you need to get hot. Sorry, like I for me to have any confidence that this team can make the NBA Finals. I mean, even if they're playing inconsistent, I still think they can win that first round matchup. But if this is a team that is going to make me feel like they can go on a run to the finals, they got to start playing better. They got to find it. They got to look within themselves, look in the mirror, and find some way to start playing better going in to these last 7 games.
Yes, 100%. So we'll find out again as we get ready to make the playoffs. By the time we get to episode 309, we are going to be talking about Cavs playoffs preview, that kind of stuff, and it's wild to think we're getting there. Okay, Chad, let's take a little break here about midway through the show. We've got a special guest coming on in about 10 minutes. Steve Mears, the play-by-play TV voice on Fox Sports, geez, oh Pete's FanDuel Sports Network for the Columbus Blue Jackets. He's going to talk to us about that playoff push. I think we're going to get some really good insight out of Mearsy out of that. But before we get to him, why don't we do our Asshole of the Week segment where we just talk about somebody or something that's been an asshole this week. And I'm going to let you lead things off with the Asshole of the Week here, Chad.
My asshole is a man by the name of James Farthing.
Ooh.
Yeah. James Farthing. He, this man is from Kentucky. He just won the Powerball, won $167 million.
Hell yeah.
He won this, it was like something like 8, 9 months ago, right? Update. Today, James Farthing arrested on burglary charges. Stealing, this genius stole $12,000 and was found in possession of drugs.
Hell yeah, James. Listen, once you get some, you want more, man. Once you get a taste of some, you want more.
Yeah. I mean, greed knows no. You could buy all the weed you wanted to. Like, you could have moved to California and bought all the weed. You could have bought a dispensary. You could have bought a weed growing field if that's what you wanted to do.
Chad, he's got bail money.
But this dipshit decides to throw his life in the shitter and go and rob houses after winning $167 million. What a dipshit.
When you have the clear bail money, you do crime.
Yeah, for sure. You do what you want.
What it is. You
do what you want.
You crime. All right, so you and I have been laughing about this the past few weeks on how we think of assholes, but then we don't remember them. And then we get to this part of the show and we're like, oh my God, I don't even remember. I had something, but then I don't have it. Right. I have four assholes of the week this week.
Oh God, 4 of them?
Now, some of them we've already talked a little bit about. And the fourth one I'm going to save for the end of the show because it like ties into something else.
Okay.
But asshole number one, man, West Coast sports when you live on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Just an asshole. The fact that the not only do we have the Guardians. Now, listen, do I think the Guardians should open their season over there? Yes, because it's not snowing. Although Major League Baseball can kiss my whole ass for an opening day game at the time that it started. Like, opening day that game should have started at 1:00 Seattle time. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
But like, then to have the Cavs, like, I kind of forgot about the Cavs schedule. And then I think Alcorn posted something on Facebook and he was like, boarding our West Coast trip. And I was like, no.
Shit.
So now I got the Cavs out there on the West Coast. I got the Guardians on the West Coast. I'm getting like 4 hours of sleep every night. And I am exhausted. I'm exhausted. I'm angry. It's a total asshole of the week situation.
Yeah. Yep. Completely agree.
Yes. Number 2, we spent time talking about the Guardians. We spent time talking about the ABS challenge system. Asshole number 2 of the week for me is the Guardians using the ABS system. They are terrible at it.
They're not good, huh? They're
They
not
are
good.
terrible at it. Specifically the hitters. Like, I want to say it was in yesterday's game, Gabriel Arias challenged a ball or strike on a pitch that was so a strike. And he should never be allowed to do that.
No, never.
Like, Stephen Kwan should be allowed to challenge balls and strikes because I think he has a good eye. Jose Ramirez always has the green light to challenge or do really whatever he wants to. There's maybe 2 or 3 guys on this team that I'm like, cool, you go ahead and challenge. Otherwise,
what are we doing? Yeah, what are we doing?
Gabriel Arias challenges outside of like if he takes strike 3 looking to end a game, and you might as well just challenge it to do it.
Right.
Outside of that, if he ever challenges another one, I may wish for a tornado. Like he challenged, and I was like, because I think Guardians have been pretty smart about, like, they don't let their pitchers challenge.
No. Right.
So the catchers have to do it. I think that's smart because pitchers always want to call.
For sure.
Catchers can actually see it. But hitters, like, oh, no, not Arias, not even though I think Rocchio has been pretty good to start the year, not Rocchio. No. We're not doing these. We're not like there's 3 guys on this team that can challenge. Everybody else needs to put it away. They've been so bad at it.
Yeah, not good. Not good.
So that was number 2. And then my third one, it's going to be the only thing we do as we get ready to talk Blue Jackets here. It's going to be the only thing we do talking about the Browns. And if you watch my last show, Inside the Browns Beat, you saw how worked up I'm going to get about this. And if you saw the video I made on our TikTok, you might see how worked up I get about it. But Andrew Berry is getting an asshole of the week out of me.
Okay. All right.
If you know me,
I watched your TikTok, so I know this.
I don't say a lot of bad things about Andrew Berry. I like Andrew Berry. I think he's a good GM. Everybody's like, what has he done that's good? And I'm like, well, yes. Does he deserve blame for the Deshaun Watson situation? Sure. But like that situation was very clearly a whole team decision.
Yeah.
Like, I do not think Andrew Berry walked into Jimmy Haslam and said, we have to make this trade for Deshaun Watson. That's not how it went.
Right.
So while I think he deserves blame for it, they all deserve blame for it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I like the way Andrew Berry kind of approaches things. But Andrew Berry has pissed me off greatly because they made this contract decision with Myles Garrett, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's a very easy thing to describe, honestly.
Right.
It's a very easy thing to say, here's the honest reason why we did this. And if you do that, you're going to show that you're A, not really interested in trading Myles Garrett right now, but B, you're leaving yourself flexibility in case. I know this isn't going to happen, so don't get me wrong here. But like if Oakland said, hey, we'll give you the number 1 pick this year and Max Crosby and next year's number 1 for Myles Garrett,
Man.
You want to be able to say yes to that move.
If Oakland did it, I wonder what Vegas would do.
Oh, Vegas. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. But like Vegas comes and says, we'll give you next year's 1 Max Crosby and the number 1 this year for Myles Garrett. I love Myles Garrett. He's an Aggie. I love that dude. He's right. He's gone. He's going to be playing in Vegas next year.
Goodbye.
You gave yourself options and you gave yourself flexibility. And I know people don't like to talk about this, but you did it in a situation surrounding a guy that's already asked out once.
Right.
And if they're bad again next year, he might ask out again.
Right.
And he might be serious about it this time.
Right.
And you want to be able to pull the trigger on something that's going to be good for the team in the long run. Right? Like, Chad, that makes sense to you, right?
Of course.
That's a pretty easy explanation, right?
Of course. Yes, of course.
Like if Andrew Berry just came out and said that, does it give you the impression that he's desperately trying to trade Myles Garrett? But does it also give you the impression that he's just trying to be smart about how they're running things?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty easy explanation, isn't it? Instead, what does Andrew Berry do? He gets mad at the press for asking him about this contract change. And instead he doesn't. All he says is they point blank asked him, do you think you're going to trade Myles Garrett? And he goes, I don't know what the future holds. We think Myles Garrett is a career Cleveland Brown. That's not an answer. And then he says, And I think I've spent enough time talking about this, and I don't want to waste any more breath.
Yeah.
Sir, and you've earned my next phrase here. Bitch, please. You're the one that made the move. You're the one that restructured the contract. You're not allowed to get mad at people for asking about it over and over and over again when you're not giving anybody an answer about it to quell the questions. If you want to stop getting asked about it, then answer a question. I'm not asking you to give away trade secrets here. I'm not asking you to go above and beyond, but just give a halfway rehearsed, decent answer to the question, and everybody will stop asking. But instead, you want to say nothing, and you want everybody to stop asking. It's not how life works, Andrew. It's not how life works.
Yeah. There's not something, you're not giving away any sort of strategic plans here, but if you just answer something honestly, right? I mean, there's a time and a place for that. Obviously, I get that you're not going to, you're not, the more detailed stuff, the more things that have to do with the team. Sure, you might not, but this is something that just answer it like a human for once. How about that? Just answer it like a human.
The nerve to be in a position like Andrew Berry as the general manager, the nerve to make a move and then get mad at the press when they ask you about the move when you refuse to give even a halfway answer to it.
Right.
It earns the title of asshole of the week on the show, and he gets it. First time. I do not anticipate giving Andrew Berry the title of asshole of the week on this show very often.
Sure.
Because I like him, and I still like him.
Sure.
But I'm an asshole sometimes. You're an asshole sometimes.
Yeah.
We can acknowledge that he's an asshole sometimes too. And this was annoying.
I guess I could give Jimmy Haslam one too to see if you saw my video.
Well, that could be perennial.
Right. For sure.
All right, Chad. So we've done our asshole of the week. Now we're on to the back part of our show, and I see our special guest has joined us.
Let's go
in the background, and I'm very excited for this. We just got done. We've talked about the beginning of the Cleveland Guardians season. We've talked about the kind of the stretch run of the Cleveland Cavaliers season, and now it's time to talk about a stretch run for another team that we cover here, one of our favorites, and that is the Columbus Blue Jackets. And to talk about the stretch run, which, what a roller coaster that has been, we have got the TV play-by-play voice of the Columbus Blue Jackets for the FanDuel Sports Network. We're going to bring him in right now. Our buddy Steve Mears. Mearsy, welcome back into the Garage Beers podcast.
How's it going, guys? What a perfect segue to go from that segment to me. I mean, that can't be a coincidence. Wow.
You know who's not
for having me, though.
He did say he was saving one for the end of the show, Steve, so I don't know.
I figured that's the timing is impeccable. Wow. I'm honored, though. I'm honored. Whatever segment it is. Thank you for having me.
No, you do not. You have not earned that title yet. You have not earned that title. So
yet. Why'd you have to say
I would
yet?
hope so. I mean, I haven't been here that long. I mean, I've called more wins than losses. So
yeah. Steve, where'd you go eat, man? What you said you were coming from dinner? Where'd you go eat?
Yeah, I just got back from a really cool place. It's called Crawford and Son, and here in Raleigh. Been here a lot over the years. Pretty good food scene here. Just a really cool, simple American place that has a Michelin star, and just wonderful restaurant group here in Raleigh. And it was amazing. At a speakeasy in the basement. If I didn't have to work tomorrow, I'd probably still be there actually. But instead, I had just had a simple dinner and made my way back here. Beautiful night in Raleigh. This is one of the great destinations. It's become a tremendous hockey town, and the team is extremely popular. So having a nice night. Now just here in the hotel, going to do some homework, get ready for the game tomorrow, and get set for 7 o'clock tomorrow night.
Do they set you guys up, Chad? I'll let you get yours, but while we're talking Raleigh, because I love Raleigh. Great city. Very much feels like it could be in Ohio City, right? It's a big city, but not a big city. There's so much fun stuff to do there. Do they set you up? Do you guys stay downtown, or you guys, because the arena is out a little bit from downtown? the arena is still, it's like right across the street from where NC State plays football.
Right.
Correct? Yeah.
That is right. Yeah. So this is like more suburban area, kind of a shopping area, but it is closer to the arena. I think my restaurant was a little closer to downtown Raleigh, which I love. Been there, take the 10, 15-minute Uber ride down and usually try to get a good dinner in downtown Raleigh. But this is a great area as well. And you have to love the atmosphere. If you want to go on a Blue Jacket road trip, this one has to be on the list because the atmosphere is just outstanding with the tailgating going on. You have kind of a college football vibe. And I agree with you. I think there are a lot of similarities here in Raleigh, North Carolina, and Columbus, and some of the other Ohio towns. And then the biggest common thread is the people. Everyone is just so friendly. It's just a wonderful place to walk around, and perfect example tonight, just the service and getting to know the people at the restaurant. And I was there by myself and just chatting it up with some of the people that work there and like learning about the town, the history of the restaurant. Nice. Couldn't have been nicer, couldn't have been friendlier. So that is the common thread when I think of Raleigh and Columbus.
Nice. Well, I got one more food question for you here, Steve, before we get into hockey.
Leave it to Chad.
Yeah, I don't know if you're a golfer or not, but you got the Masters coming up this weekend, and I was wondering, the champion gets a dinner, gets to pick the menu every year. What would be on your Masters menu?
Wow, I think I knew that. Yeah, I was a golfer a long time ago when I lived in Shreveport, Louisiana, when I was in the minor league hockey, working for a team called the Mudbugs. Yeah, there was a lot of great golf down there, and we had access to these courses. David Toms is from there. Hal Sutton is from there. So we had a lot of great golf. And then I moved eventually to New York City where I worked for NHL Network and didn't even have a car, let alone access to a golf course. So those days were over. But now that I live in Columbus, which also has good golf, I should probably get back into it. But if I had to choose any type of cuisine, and I think it's a pretty common answer for a lot of the big name chefs. Like if you had one cuisine that you had to eat for the rest of your life, what would you choose? And I think it's like 80% of the award-winning chefs would pick Japanese food. That's the number one without question. It doesn't have to be sushi. I would certainly love that, but could be anything else, hibachi, ramen, just anything Japanese has always been my number one choice. But I love everything. I love the barbecue here in Raleigh and a lot of the great food that Columbus has to offer as well. So I have a pretty wide palate.
I mean, Chad, you have to answer the question.
Me? I got to go with my roots. Like I would go with Italian. I would maybe a nice little. I have to put my grandma's chicken parm on there. Ooh. I would have to get some. It'd be real carb heavy. Like guys would be going into the first round not feeling too good about themselves.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Italian would be top 3 for me for sure. That's probably a close second actually. With all the classics, that's hockey, right? Chicken parm, pasta. The players eat it before the game. And that's probably the meal we most frequently have. It's usually an Italian restaurant. We're actually going to a great one in Buffalo next week called Mulberry. I did a video on my Instagram food tour from our earlier trip to Buffalo, and that is one of the best. Some of the best Italian food in all of the NHL is in Buffalo, New York. 2 of the great places, Chefs and Mulberry, and we're all going to Mulberry next week. So I'm already excited for that and trying to get ready for a massive chicken parm and meatball.
Let's go.
Steve, I'm with you. Asian cuisine in general, all of them, from Thai to Vietnamese and pho to Japanese. So my wife and I, every time it's like, what are we going to eat? I'm always thinking, what Asian place can we go try? By the way, if any of you watching or listening to this are ever in Sandusky, Clag Brewing Company, please go to it.
Okay.
It is a CLAG stands for Crazy Little Asian Guy. That's the guy that opened the restaurant. It is an Asian fusion brewery / whiskey bar, and it is the world's greatest place. But Asian, but my wife is always Mexican, always everything.
Oh
Mexican.
Yeah. That's really I've probably been to more Mexican restaurants on my food tour this year. And it's like this elevated Mexican now that you see these award-winning chefs from Mexico. And in Toronto, I went to one. The other one, where was it? Chicago. Oh my gosh. I would think if you like Mexican food, go to my Instagram and look at the video from Chicago and check this place out. That's probably my favorite spot from this entire hockey season.
Oh, man.
Yes. We should probably talk hockey. We should
I was say, let's get into what we brought you here for,
It's
Steve.
my two favorite subjects. If you can't, and you're gonna throw in, if you throw in music too, you'll have the full hat trick. That's my
There we
three
go.
favorite subjects.
Same.
So Steve, I mean, Jackets right now. I mean, it is what it is right now. It's been a tough stretch for the boys over the last few games, and they just seem snake bitten right now. Right, whether it's just unlucky bounces against the Islanders, the penalty kill. Not doing their job last night. Injuries are starting to pile up at what seems to be just the wrong time. I mean, it's been a tough road over the last couple of games.
Yeah, it's been tough, and I think a lot of it is a byproduct of the fact that they just wrapped up 17 games in the month of March, which is an NHL record that ties the record for the most games played in a month. Now, every team has dealt with a condensed schedule and a very heavy schedule in March. But I just think it's a byproduct, and especially for the most taxed players like Zach Werenski, who just played 30-plus minutes over the weekend in a back-to-back. Ivan Provorov was playing 25-plus, especially when you consider the style that the Blue Jackets want to play. It's tough to play like that through 82 games and have the A-plus game every night. So I think a lot of it stems from just the heavy workload. I thought that when I watched the first period last night, and just didn't seem like they had the same juice that they had 2 weeks ago when they played against Carolina, and it was probably their best and most impressive win of the season. And that was definitely the case on Saturday against San Jose. Even Rick Bowness said afterward, we didn't have our legs. That was evident from us. They actually almost won that game thanks to Elvis Merzlikins. And unfortunately, it's a heartbreaking loss in regulation. They did get the 1 point against Boston. And even though they've had this stretch here, which is a slump, and it's the first slump during Rick Bowness's tenure, they're still in a playoff spot. They got a lot of help yesterday. So I think things are looking pretty good when you consider that. The Islanders have stumbled a little bit here lately. They've lost their last 2 games. There's a pathway for the Blue Jackets, both in the Metro and the wild card, which they occupy right now. So I'm always the optimist, and I'm just looking ahead to tomorrow night and trying to win in Raleigh, get 2 points, and further solidify this playoff standing. But we've known for quite a while it's probably going to come down to game 80, game 81, just like it did last year, because it's so unbelievably tight in the Eastern Conference.
So, Steve, and I get on Chad with this a little bit. I am also always the optimist. However, I do find on the Jacket side of things, when we talk, especially just kind of fan talk online, when we talk about it, and I give Chad a little grief about it too, there's kind of it's everybody's gentle with the Jackets a little bit because of the lack of success forever. And I find them just, everybody talks so much about like, oh, they got unlucky in this game, and this was an unlucky game here. And I'm sitting here watching, and they've had unlucky bounces here or there. They've had games where they were right in it, and it just didn't go their way. That happens. I'm not really all that mad about losing to Carolina the other night. Like, that is, they are the top seed in the division. They just got to 100 points on the year. They're a really good hockey team, and the Jackets have their hands full tomorrow when they play them in Raleigh. That San Jose game can't happen in a stretch run to the playoffs. And I understand the tired legs, and I understand, but you are in a stretch run for the playoffs. That Boston game cannot happen. I know Boston's a good team, but you're up 3-0 with like 13 minutes to go in the game. You cannot do that. That's what we were seeing under the previous head coach in Dean Evison, which ultimately led to, because it happened so many times, it ultimately led to his dismissal and bringing in Rick Bowness and all that. And it's a lot to say. Like, I feel like one thing that I feel like has been refreshing about Bowness is that he is pretty blunt about the way he talks about things. You know, I loved when he came out and said, these guys have a lot to learn if we're going to make the playoffs. So what's the switch that needs to flip for them to just get back to the way we saw them playing? They don't maybe need to be the hottest team in hockey, but get back to the way they were playing to secure a playoff spot and start playing after the regular season for the first time in a while.
Yeah, I think it's just some old habits that crept in there because the run in the weeks prior to this past weekend, the way they were locking it down. I mean, that game against Seattle, they could have
Yeah.
played for 10 hours. Seattle wasn't getting anything.
Yeah.
They couldn't even get 20 shots in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And there were other opponents just prior to that. It was like 18 shots against, 21 shots against. They were giving up nothing. And they were protecting a lot of leads in the third period during that incredible hot streak where they were the hottest team in the NHL. And now this weekend happens. They didn't have the A game against San Jose. In fairness, too, San Jose, very much a desperate team in the Western Conference.
Yeah.
That was their season on the line. I knew that was going to be a tough game. I even went into the rink and I said to our producer, this is going to be a tough game because San Jose had lost, 6 in a row at the time.
Yep.
They were clinging by a thread to their playoff hopes. They lose one more, they were probably done. And they're a young and exciting team. They've got one of the best young players in the world now in Macklin Celebrini.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pride there. So I knew they weren't just going to roll over and go away. And then the Boston Bruins, they are a very good team. And but you're right, that there's no doubt that that type of a third period collapse can't happen. And one of the characteristics that we saw earlier in the season when it was happening with such frequency was that too passive and too much back on their heels. You got to attack. You have to be playing on your toes, as Rick Bowness would say. And hopefully they're able to learn those lessons. And then also just figure out the special teams. 5 power play goals against in 2 games, that is not going to get it done for the end of the regular season or the Stanley Cup playoffs. I don't know how many coaches I've heard who have talked about the importance of penalty kill at this time of year and how it's so much more important than the power play. You can get by with a pretty poor, mediocre power play, but you cannot survive if your penalty killing is dreadful. You cannot go far in the playoffs. It's such a big factor, and it is a momentum killer. It can also, if you get some big kills, it can get you momentum back, and it will cost you games. So there aren't too many teams that are going to go far in the spring that have a subpar penalty kill, so the Jackets have to correct that.
And this is going to seem really simple, right? But I mean, we talked about the 17 games in the month of March, like longest stretch. You just said that, right? Is it over these last 7 games? I mean, there really isn't a huge break coming up for them anytime soon. Is it really, to get back to that identity? Is it really just a matter of them looking themselves in the mirror and going out and executing and doing it, or what? I mean, that might be the same question that Mike just asked, but like it feels really simple to me as far as just, all right, boys, we know what we got to do. We know how good we are. Let's go out and do it.
Yeah, it's going to be spreading out the workload a little bit more, monitoring practice time. You're basically in a situation here for most of these teams where you're just playing games. Like, practices in this season are not happening. Like, maybe the light skate here and there, but forget about it on an off day. It's got to be a true off day for the Jackets and for all these teams. So they'll get an opportunity. They're not skating tomorrow. It's just the morning skate on the game day. That's wasted energy. You can't do it. And we'll see how the rest of the schedule plays out. But they also need some players to get out of some goal droughts. And we were talking about that on our broadcast on Sunday. It's a pretty lengthy list. Now, Kirill Marchenko gets a big goal. It wasn't a loss, but that is a massive goal.
Yes.
Last night against the Carolina Hurricanes. They need him to produce at the 30-plus goal rate that he was scoring at last year and for a good portion of this season. So I think that's huge. Another thing I was encouraged by was how many chances Sean Monahan got. Yeah, and he does so much. I mean, he's like playing Selke-level defense, but you do need some offensive contributions, and he has been a consistent scorer throughout his career, 8 times 20-goal scorer, multiple times 30-goal scorer. And to see the chances he was getting, usually that's a telltale sign that any type of a drought is about to come to an end, because he was getting great looks against Carolina. Probably only a matter of time. For me, he'd be a player to watch going into tomorrow's game and Saturday's game, because I see him trending in the right direction as far as the offensive production. Fantilli gets a beautiful goal yesterday as well. Those are really good signs for the Jackets because they need those players to produce.
Steve, this can be just kind of across any sports, but I find myself to use a Disturbed song title, or Phil Collins, I guess you could say. I find myself in the land of confusion, and it's kind of what I talked about with the Cavaliers before. We were talking last week, the week before, with this Blue Jackets team that I'm not really sure there was a team in hockey that I wouldn't have put them up against in a 7-game series. Like, the way they were playing and the way that you talked about them shutting down teams and not giving up hardly any shots. Like, how many games did they go without giving up 20, 25 shots on goal? Like, and then I feel like they revert back a little bit to some of the issues that plague them, that caused them to feel like they had to make some changes to their team. And that makes me feel like, is that the team that we've got with the Columbus Blue Jackets? Is they're reverting back to who they are? Or is it the team that we saw that I felt like, all right, put them up against Carolina in the playoffs. I feel like they got a shot. Put them up against Buffalo in the playoffs. I feel like they got a shot. Where do you feel like, really in your gut, watching this team and a guy that's been around hockey for so long, where do you feel like in your gut this Columbus Blue Jackets team is?
I think because of the sustained way that they played for the better part of 3 weeks, I think that is more of the Blue Jackets and their MO from what I saw, because that's what Rick Bowness immediately addressed. That's the first thing he talked about. He had it on the whiteboard behind the players when he first spoke to them about rush chances against, slot chances against, goals against, penalty killing, all high danger chances against, all those things. Immediately he said, these have to be corrected. This is our ticket out of the playoffs. And to his credit, they did correct a lot of those things. At one point, I think prior to the weekend, or at least going into the Boston game, they were 13th in goals against. They were at the bottom for the entire season. And then the shots against was really encouraging to me, because I monitor this stuff as I'm prepping for each game and see where they rank in all these categories. All season for shots against, 28th, 29th, 30th. And we used to talk about, well, it's not about quantity, it's the quality of the chances. But I still don't think you want to be giving up 35 shots a night. And they pretty much corrected that for a solid stretch there, where they had one regulation loss in 20 games. So that isn't just a little fluke and a little flash in the pan. That's an impressive run. And you look at the wins going to Tampa on a back-to-back. And as I said 2 weeks ago, the win against Carolina, to do that, we said, Jody and I said it on the broadcast, they basically out-Caned the Canes. They played their style. They brought it to the Canes, which is what they're famous for, and they completely shut them down. And that was probably their best, most all-around complete win of the season. So that's what gives me optimism. And I think at 5-on-5, and Rick Bowness talked about this last night after the game, 5-on-5, they're still doing pretty well. They have to shore up the special teams without question. Already talked about the penalty kill, and definitely want to get a power play goal in there. At some point, they don't get many power play chances, but you'd love to see a power play goal here and there. But at 5-on-5, considering the opposition and some high-scoring opponents, they've done an awfully good job. And I do think it's kind of a continuum here with Rick Bowness from when he took on the job, and he addressed those deficiencies immediately. And to me, that's the most encouraging thing, because you have to be able to defend if you're going to make the Stanley Cup playoffs and get it far in any capacity. You have to be able to play defense. You cannot score your way to a Stanley Cup.
Now, as you know, I mentioned it earlier, Steve. I mean, injuries are really coming at the wrong time for this team. And obviously, I know it's going to be next man up, right? Yeah, I mean, you can't worry about that. Everybody's dealing with something at this time of year, but it feels like they're happening at such a crucial time. I mean, Olivier and Severson are going to be missed sorely, I was wondering if there was any word whether Mush and Isaac are going to play tomorrow, because or whether they're trending in the right direction. And then I know Luca, on the other side of that, I know Luca Del Bel-Beluz and Zach Aston-Reese got called up from the Monsters today. What possible roles will they slot in as? What do they bring to this team for some of the people who might not know him quite well yet?
Yeah, I've always liked Luca Del Bel-Beluz in his short time in the NHL, and then you can't argue with the numbers he's put up in Cleveland. He's had a great season, couple great seasons. So love his skill set. And then Zach Aston-Reese, maybe he's an option on the penalty kill. And I'm really familiar with him because I watched him on the PK for years with Pittsburgh. Yeah. And he was very good. And his defensive analytics have always been very good. He's a tough player to play against. So I think those are two really good options. We'll see about. I haven't heard anything yet on Marchment or Lundestrom. But that's right. It's a tough time. They had a nice stretch of health there for a while. They weren't dealing with many injuries at all. And that was a big part of the success. And now, like a lot of teams, it is just part of this time of year and part of hockey where you're going to have to deal with some injuries. And it sounds like with Matthew Olivier and Damon Severson, you're probably looking at them out for the rest of the regular season. There's only a couple of weeks left. And even Dmitry Voronkov, he gets back in and he's trying to make an impact. And then all of a sudden he gets hurt blocking a shot. So the one that actually both Severson's huge because he's had a great year and he's played over 20 minutes and great puck moving defenseman. Matthew Olivier, though, if there's one guy that embodies the style of the Blue Jackets, when I think of the Jackets style that they want to play, the first two names that come to mind are Boone Jenner and Matthew Olivier. And that is a tough loss for a couple of weeks here at this time of year because, I mean, he's so physical. He scores 15 goals. Obviously, the fighting, there's nobody tougher. But his presence is just going to be missed so much. But they dealt with that before. He had an injury earlier in the season. And I just think that part of the Jackets' identity, you can't replicate that. He is really going to be missed over these next 2 weeks.
Steve, you obviously went through as we get ready to let you head out and get prepped for tomorrow's game and the rest of this playoff rush. But in your short time in Columbus, obviously we had last year and that mad dash to the playoffs that comes up, a Montreal win away from the Blue Jackets making the postseason. It's been a tough stretch for Columbus Blue Jackets fans and not making the postseason in a while now for the Jackets. So just, as they sit here, they currently occupy a playoff spot, but as a guy that's been around now a couple of years with the Jackets, just talk about how exciting that would be for you to watch the Columbus team. And again, you've been around the NHL, but to watch the Nationwide Arena hosting playoff hockey again at some point, that's got to be exciting for you guys because you guys are out there with the team night in and night out. You've got to be dying for it.
Yeah, especially because you get to know the guys and you do root for them. You try to be as objective as possible in this role, but we're Blue Jackets and we want to see these guys succeed. You get to know them, and especially our team. These guys, what an unbelievable group. And I've said it how many times, like they have how many, 6, 7, 8 guys that could be captains on any team. Matthew Olivier, Zach Werenski, Sean Monahan, Charlie Coyle, Eric Goodbranson could be a captain on any team. And these are all guys you'd love to have dinner with or have a beer with. Wonderful people. So you do root for them. And I would love to see and call playoff hockey at Nationwide. And we haven't had it in a while. Of course, their last playoff appearance was 2020. That was in the bubble. So we haven't had the true playoff experience in quite some time. And especially knowing the hunger for the players coming into this year after what happened last season and just falling so close, just short, as you said, all the way down to game 81. So I know they want it. They're going to do everything in their power. Rick Bowness, he comes in and he's done a great job. I love his authenticity. He comes in and obviously toward the end of his coaching tenure, and he's authentic. He's coming in there. He's not worried about his next job or whatever. He's coming in. He's just going to be himself. He said that from day one. And I love that authenticity about him. Brings so much knowledge and experience. It's a fun team to cover. And we know it's such a fun, energized fan base, passionate fan base in a tremendous city. I just hope they can get it done. And I'll continue to be optimistic and say that they are still, even with this slump, they're still in a playoff spot right now. And might require some scoreboard watching at some point. We're doing that, seems like every night. But right now, all they can do is just win 2 points, get 2 points here in Raleigh, and then move on to the next one.
Luckily, there's no score tonight of any consequence to the Blue Jackets, so you can just have a beer and get prepped.
Yeah, I had a glass of wine with dinner. That was about it. But yeah, it's big in the Western Conference. Tonight's a big night in the Western Conference, which is also pretty close. The West kind of reminds me of what the East was last year, where no one seemed to grab it. Everyone was losing. And now this year in the East, everyone is winning. Now a couple of teams have had some slumps here, but like for the most part, everybody gets points every night. So we'll be scoreboard watching. Jackets got a lot of help yesterday. Big night tomorrow. They're all big, but I can't believe here we are in April and this regular season is winding down. It seems like just yesterday, Jody and I were in Nashville, game number 1, kicking off the year. And especially when you're traveling, it just flies by. But between all the games, the coaching change, the Olympic break, the ups and downs of a season, it's been a fun team to cover. And I just wish them the best. And I hope they're able to pull it off and get in the playoffs. And if they do, And a lot of people have made this point that the way they play when they're at their best, that is playoff hockey. That's what wins in the spring.
Yes.
So that's why nobody would want to play the Blue Jackets in a playoff series.
Damn right. Let's go.
Damn right. All right, Steve, we're going to let you go prep for the game. We appreciate you coming on here tonight with us, checking in from Raleigh. Appreciate the food stuff. Always love that. But Steve Mears, the TV play-by-play voice for the Columbus Blue Jackets on the FanDuel Sports Network. We really appreciate you joining us. Have fun calling the rest of the game. And man, oh man, do I want to hear your voice come playoff time.
I hope I'm there. And you covered all my favorite subjects. So as I said, next time we'll get a little music in there. We'll sprinkle that in. And if anyone needs a food recommendation for any of the 32 cities around the NHL, I'm happy to suggest them.
I'm totally calling you out on that. All right, Steve, go have a good night. Thanks you for joining us. Steve Mears, TV play-by-play voice, Columbus Blue Jackets, FanDuel Sports Network. I love that guy. Good guy. What a good find for the Jackets to bring him in.
For sure.
Obviously, to take over for a guy like Rimmer, a legend like Rimmer, but Mears has done just a phenomenal job. So big shout out to him for coming on, especially kind of last minute joining us. Big shout out to Steve for doing that. All right, Chad, one last topic before we get to Cheers of the Week, but we can't not talk about this because between this, oh my God, that was amazing. Sorry, we're going to the 9th inning in LA as the Dodgers had runners on second and third with one out. And then Armstrong struck out whoever the hell he struck out. And then Sabrowski came in and struck out Shohei Ohtani to end the inning. And the Guardians are 3 outs away from coming home from this road trip 4-3.
Let's go.
Unbelievable. Let's go. Chad, we can't, between now and next week's show, we're going to have a national championship in men's college basketball. So we can't not talk about it. So we got the Final Four. And if you have joined and tuned in and all that with us throughout this, you'll see just how terrible I am at picking games. Chad, you did pretty good. Okay. You did all right.
Not bad.
When we were getting ready for the Final Four, but we
got baby.
We got the Final Four squared away. Illinois beat Texas Tech. Michigan, Arizona, the 2-1 seeds, they kind of ran away with their games. And then the game of the Elite Eight, or the finish of the tournament, was UConn and Duke. Duke had that game wrapped up, and then they just handed it to UConn. And that shot to take the lead from the logo for UConn was unbelievable. I am not a UConn fan. I actually wanted Duke to win that game because UConn is just
what?
Duke just gave that.
Most people say
away.
that about Duke. I'm surprised you say that about UConn.
When was the last time Duke's won? I mean, UConn's on the dynasty right now.
Yeah. No, you're right. History's on their side too.
Although early Cheers of the Week goes to Mrs. Hurley, Mama Hurley. Did you see her reaction to that shot?
Yeah.
They zoomed in on her face, Coach Hurley's mom. They zoomed in on her face, and you just see a real slow motion go, holy fucking shit. So great.
That was awesome.
But so here's how the Final Four shakes out. Michigan, Arizona. Chad, I'm going to let you just talk about that game, Chad, because I got nothing. I think we might have the 2 best teams in the country that are just going to face off on a one shot to get to the national championship.
This one's going to be, how you say, a slobber knocker. Yeah, it's I'm excited to watch this game, right? Because both of these teams are so evenly matched. This is a true coin flip. I mean, their bigs can guard. Each of their bigs can guard out on the perimeter. They can play well offensively out on the perimeter. I think the thing I think about this that gives Arizona the edge is they're just a little bit more efficient than Michigan is. Michigan can get into some scoring slumps, but Arizona, they're near the bottom in the nation of threes made, but it's because they don't need to shoot threes. they're just that efficient. So I I want Arizona to win, obviously, because I'm not going to pick Michigan for anything. Like, I'm not going to pick Michigan at all. So I'm going with Arizona. I kind of stuck with Arizona as the most well-balanced team in the nation, and I'm going to stick with that. Arizona's going to win this game.
Yeah, I think Michigan's going to win, and I don't like saying it. I'm not a fan of saying it. I think they are. They have run through a tougher gauntlet all season. I think they are more battle tested than Arizona. I think Arizona's really good. I think they are very, they are a stable team. They are well balanced. You've said it over and over again. I just think Michigan has had to fight in more dogfights than Arizona has. And I think, and I'm mad about it. I don't like saying it. But I think the battle testing for Michigan is going to show up more than it is for Arizona, and I think they're going to take this game.
This could be one of the more higher scoring college basketball games you've seen in recent memories. Like, this could be like a 110-101 type of game, because that's how good both of these teams score the basketball. Yep. That's how fast both of these teams score the basketball.
Yep. So the 2-1 seeds, Michigan, Arizona. You've got Arizona. I've got Michigan. Then we go to the other side of the bracket. We got 2 versus 3 UConn back in the Final Four again against the 3-seeded Illinois. What a win that was for Illinois over Texas Tech. And obviously we talked about UConn and that last second shot to beat Duke. But UConn versus Illinois here, Chad. I'm interested in your thoughts here.
I'm going against history. I'm going, give me Illinois. I've rode with Illinois, has been my champion for a while. And God, Illinois proved against Houston that they can beat you with any style.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, they you talked about it last week. Houston, so physical. They got a physicality on offense that they're going to bring that Illinois is not going to be able to handle. Illinois took the physicality to Houston. They took it to Houston and they won. They won the game. That's exactly how they won the game. They used Houston style against them, and they won the game. They won a grinded out game.
I very much agree with you on this. I think Illinois is going to win. I think it's also a case of when you get to the Final Four, the Big Ten is as battle tested as you're going to get.
Yeah.
I'm not a conference guy. I'm not Mr. The Big Ten's better than, but like now you're at this point and you're battle tested through a Big Ten schedule, through the Big Ten tournament, through the obviously the March Madness tournament.
Yeah.
And I think you saw it with Illinois against Texas Tech. Texas Tech had a great year. They were a great basketball team, but they ran into a Big Ten tested Illinois team, and Illinois was ready for it. I think it's the same thing with Michigan and Arizona. I think the 2 Big Ten teams are going to be battle tested, ready to go. And I've got a Big Ten national championship. I think it's going to be Michigan and Illinois.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, that's the thing. You're going against history too. But UConn, anytime they've ever been in the Final Four, they've won it all. They've never lost in the Final Four. Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
And it won't. No outcome here surprises me. By the way,
no.
Any of these 4 teams, I think, are national championship worthy.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, I'm going to stay with ours. As bad as our initial bracket was, we picked Illinois to win the national championship. I'm sticking with it. I think when we're talking on Wednesday of next week, Illinois is going to be the national champion.
Man, and this just goes to show you when you're filling out a bracket, it's those first 2 rounds that make or break you, because the end it always ends up chalky. It always ends up some form of chalky.
Correct. Yeah, we've got 2 1 seeds, a 2 and a 3.
Yeah,
which I think is great. I think it's fine
for sure.
All right, Chad, let's wrap things up here on episode 308. And we have got our cheers of the week, where you and I think, have the same cheer of the week, where I'm going to throw in my last asshole of the week. But Chad, you've asked me to play a video here for your cheer of the week. So I'm going to play it because it's amazing. You want to watch this. Here it comes.
It's awesome.
Why do you want to be here? Why do you love space? Why do you love being a part of history?
We're going back to the freaking moon.
Hell yes.
This fucking kid.
Chad. Do your cheer.
This kid rules. Like, my cheers goes to that kid, right? Just for being so stoked about something.
I'm just going to put it back up. We're putting it back up.
Being a part of history.
We're going back to the freaking moon.
Look how excited he is. Look how excited he is, man. He's like, we're going back to the fucking moon. Are you kidding me? Of course I'm excited. This kid rules. Like I want to take that kid to the bar, not going to feed him any beer, but I want to take that kid to the bar and just watch sports with him and just talk shit with him all day. Like,
just shoot the shit.
Yeah, that's all. Because like if he talks like that, he's got some like good roasts, right? Like he's got like he was just like a fun. He just seems like he'd be a fun hang.
I love it. I love it. And it leads me into my cheer of the week, which is the fact that we're going back to the fucking moon. Like I sat and I had a whole experience. I watched the whole thing. I watched the Artemis 2 launch. And obviously they've done the space shuttles and they've done, getting people up to the space station and all that stuff. But it's been 55 years since we've sent somebody up for this reason. And it gave me that feeling of like, I remember being in school and, I'm 41 years old. You're a little older, but we're about the same age.
Yeah.
Being in school and listening to what it was like in the 60s when they were sending the Apollo missions up and how I remember my mom would tell me like the family would just be glued to it. Like you couldn't not watch. And so there was just something about it today that I have goosebumps right now thinking about it. We just sent somebody to go do something that hasn't been done in 55 years.
Right.
And it was beautiful. It was, obviously you've had a couple horrendous incidents on these takeoffs, so you get nervous about it, but it was beautiful. It was executed perfectly. It was fun to watch. And now we've got 4 people that are about to go orbit around the moon and come back and do something that hasn't been done in a long time.
That's all they're doing, just orbit. There's no research being done, like just orbiting.
Well, there's research in terms of like
they're not landing.
Not yet. That's the next one.
Oh,
I think they're planning on landing twice in 2028.
Nice. All right.
But yeah, it was spectacular. It was spectacular. Now, having said that, my last asshole of the week, the people that deny this, the conspiracy theorists that deny this, I can't. You just assholes. Just absolute assholes. Now, especially today. I saw it happening on Twitter today. People are like, that didn't really happen. When you have now in today's age, you've got people in Florida on their cell phones taking videos.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, what do you think it's just this mass conspiracy theory for no reason, by the way? There isn't a reason for the conspiracy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're doing flat earth and shit like that. I can't handle it. It is a whole group of assholes. And it puts down. This is why I almost find it offensive, because it puts down what we as a collection of human beings are able to do. Like this feat that we're able to send people off of our goddamn planet to go. Like, if you've watched the videos of what it's going to look like, to get out there, they have to slingshot around the earth, and then they have to time it so that they're going to get to the moon where it is coming around. It's orbiting the earth. They got to get there at the right time. It is an amazing feat of engineering and ingenuity. And to put that down is just asshole behavior, because the people who put it down, the people who don't believe it, because their brains are too small to understand that we can do something like that. It's total assholery. And that's my last asshole of the week, because this is cool as hell.
You think you're on a planet? Zoom out.
Yeah, I love the zoom out. What's that guy's name? Pete?
Yeah, Pete Holmes. That's one of my favorite like comedic sketches of all time. I love that.
Me too. Infinite nothingness.
Yeah, infinite nothingness is expanding. That doesn't make
nothing
any
is getting
fucking
bigger.
sense.
I want to celebrate this. I am excited for them to land on the moon again. I've had people arguing with me. I get into this shit. So I've had people arguing with me. Oh, they landed on the moon in the 60s. They don't believe they landed on the moon in the 60s, which again, I think is insulting to people like Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin and like these like pioneers. Oh, they did that, but they couldn't do it again until now. And they just don't have the technology to do it. And I'm like, hey, go ask IBM to build you a computer right now that'll run on like a 9-inch floppy disk.
Yeah.
You know what they're going to tell you? We can't.
Right.
We can't do it. Go ask General Motors to build you an Oldsmobile Alero right now. You know what they're going to tell you? We can't. We can't do it. We've stopped doing that, and we can't do it anymore. They stopped, and now they're doing it again, and it's a beautiful thing, and I'm excited, and I think it's cool. And so it's a cheer of the week and an asshole of the week all in one, but we're going back to the moon, baby. You know?
Boom. Boom.
All right, that's going to do it for episode 308 of the Garage Beers podcast. Yeah, look, Phil's with me. Always. Phil's not a bot. He's with me. That's going to do it for us here on episode 308 of the Garage Beers podcast. Listen, as we get into one of the best times of the year for sports, we got baseball going on right now. Right now, it is 4-0. The Guardians with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning against the Dodgers. The Guardians are about to come home with a 4-3 record on a 7-game trip in Seattle and LA. That is unbelievable. But we got baseball going. We got March Madness. Oh, Freddie Freeman just hit a home run, so we gotta wait on that. It's not going to be a shutout.
God damn it, Cade.
We got March Madness, the Final Four. We've got opening day happening on Friday. I'll try to get some videos up of that, and then we got NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs. We're going to have the Cavs in the playoffs. Hopefully, we have the Blue Jackets too. This is going to be a very, very fun next several weeks of sports here on Garage Beers, and we hope you join us for all of it. So get over to the show's websites and follow us at the Garage Beers on all the socials. Go follow the OBR on the socials and get over to the OBR.com and hit subscribe. We thank them for hosting us. We thank Steve Mears, the TV play-by-play voice of the Columbus Blue Jackets, for joining us to talk about the stretch run. And we thank, as always, all of you that joined us tonight, everybody that joined us live, or anybody that's going to listen later. We appreciate you. We love you. And we will see you next week for episode 309. For Chad over on the east side of Cleveland at Garage Beers Chad, I am Michael Keefe at Garage Beers Mike. Again, go follow the show at the Garage Beers. And until next week for episode 309, cheers, everybody.